and what a great day to sew something wonderful. I'm Kia with Kia B, and today you can put those sewing machines away. Okay, but don't put them away too far because we'll need them next week. But we are going to be working on making a pressing board this week. If you've watched our previous videos, you've seen that I have an ironing station in the hive and it needs a new cover. I mean, this one's gross. So we're going to make a new one today. Now, a couple of you have requested to see how I make this board, and so that gave me an excuse to go to Ikea. Let's take a look at the materials that you'll need for this project. Some of the materials that you'll need for this project you'll actually already have probably in your sewing studio, or better yet, somewhere in your house. And so this is a great recyclable project. The first thing you'll need, I cheated and went to Ikea. In their as is section, they actually have lots of cabinet doors, drawer pulls, lots of things for very, very inexpensive. You'll see this is a good size cabinet door I got for $1.50. This is absolutely perfect for what I need it. Now here's my disclaimer when you buy things from Ikea as is. You need to make sure that the inside is actually wood, not particle board, okay? That will tend to fuse together, it will melt and break down over time with the pressing of heat. The other thing is you need to make sure that it's not a glossy finish. That can also melt. Speaking of melting, your next material you will want to make sure is 100% cotton batting. This can just be something small from your scraps, as it will just need to fit the size of your pressing board. And so, but you want to make sure that's 100% cotton, because with any polyester blend, you will actually melt it to your surface, and we don't want that. The next thing that you will need is just a little bit of fabric. I would suggest upholstery fabric, some lawn chair fabric, like what you would make your cushions out of for outside. That's fantastic. That's actually what I've used before. But Ikea's fabric is fantastic. It's actually a little bit thicker cotton, and so it works out really well, and they happen to have this perfect yellow and white stripe, which, hello, looks wonderful in the hive. The next thing that you'll need is a handful of thumbtacks, just the silver kind. Now, if you have trouble like I do sometimes using your hands, I tend to use a hammer. I told you before, I've had a hand injury, and so sometimes it's hard for me to press down really hard, but that's okay because a hammer, you can just hit it right on the top of the thumbtack. Lastly, this one is optional. This is totally just something I knew I had extra of in my kitchen and I wanted on my pressing board, is just some drawer liner. If you put the opposite side down, it helps it not to slip as you're pressing your large quilts. So let's dive on in and take this one fold and one thumbtack at a time. First thing that you'll want to do is lay out your new fabric. I love this yellow and white print. It's absolutely perfect for the hive. Now I got a yard of it because I loved it so much, and I would like to be able to make another one later when this one gets old and yucky. So scoot your other materials out of the way. Now, because mine's a stripe, I'll want to decide which direction I want it to go. And I think I know. Okay, so you'll want to lay out your fabric first. And it's okay that it is creased or anything like that, because honestly, it's a pressing board. Those will get pressed out. The next thing you'll want to do is lay on your batting. Now remember, I said you want this to be 100% cotton batting. If you have any polyester in the batting, you would melt it. And we obviously do not want that because we don't want to ruin your iron. Okay, so I've got both of those pieces on. I know they're kind of hard to see. It's white. Okay, the next thing you'll need to do is put on your pressing board. This thing is great. I've had it for about 2 years now, and it's absolutely wonderful. I love it. Okay, so let me scoot this forward so that you can see. So you're gonna want a 2-inch overhang. That will allow us to wrap the batting and the fabric over and fold the corners nicely, because I'm organized. I want both sides to look nice. So I'm going to scoot my board and my batting down so that I have about a 2-inch overhang on all 4 of my sides. So you want that to be pretty even. scoot it down a little bit so you guys can actually see it here. Okay. And I'll just kind of place my board down, straighten my fabric up there, and grab a ruler, 2.5. That's about what you want. That's close enough for me. I know that I've got some selvage over here that I will eventually cut off. And then I'll just scoot it over, and with my big ginger scissors, I will clip away on this side. Now you'll notice that my batting is actually not 2.5 inches. That's okay, because as we fold it over, it's just gonna get tucked away from the layer of fabric. Okay, so I'm just gonna rough cut here. Let me measure about where I need to cut. 2.5, okay. So I'm just gonna take and cut all the way down. Okay, so here we are. We've got our fabric, our batting, and our pressing board. Now on each corner, I cut just a square out. This helps me to fold it more nicely. It just looks a little bit better, and there's not as much bulk. So I just kind of go on the sides here, not quite to the board. And then on this side, I tell you guys, I love, love, love my ginger scissors. They're absolutely great. I'm gonna do that to all 4 corners. Okay, so now we have our perfect little corners cut out, and you just start folding. Now what I do is I fold up and I kind of push my push pin through. Now hubby has to help me sometimes, or I have to grab a hammer, and I push as far down as I possibly can. And then don't worry about these corners, because we'll make them look nice here in just a few minutes. So just keep pinning all the way around. Okay, here I am to a corner. Let me show you this. So I'm going to take this edge and kind of 45-degree angle it, so it's got like a nice mitered corner on a pressing board. I'm going to do the same over here, and that's okay that my wood sticks out just a tad. I don't really mind. I wouldn't love it, but it's okay. It's really all right. I'm going to pull that, and I'm going to put a push pin right in there. Our last step here is our optional one. I just don't love my pressing board to kind of slide around, and I don't really like all of this kind of open here. So I put shelf liner that I just had extra in my kitchen. I flip it over so the pretty side is facing down, because that's not what I need. I need the non-slip portion to be up. And I just cut it to about the size of my pressing board. And I put about 4 push pins on the sides of it. It just kind of helps so it doesn't slide around as much. We are completely finished with my new pressing board, and I'm in love with it. I get so much use out of this. I mean, I literally use it in every single project. And so I need it to be durable while also being interchangeable. That's why I don't glue anything down. I don't make any permanent changes to my pressing board, because as you saw from the one before, it gets kind of mucky and gross after having so much heat applied to it. I love this yellow and white fabric. That's why I went ahead and bought a full yard, so that I have 1, if not 2 more changes out of it. If y'all have any questions at all, please comment down below. We'll be happy to answer them. Also, don't forget to check out our Instagram or blog, and we are so happy that you could join us in the Hive today. Thank you so much, and have a great week.